Hello, everybody, and welcome in for another episode of Ball Club Confidential. I'm your host, Austin Price. Tennessee took it on the chin this past Saturday against Missouri. They're now 7-3 on the season, but this Saturday, meet opportunity as the top-ranked Georgia Bulldogs roll into town. We'll talk about that and so much more with our guest, Ollie Lane, sixth-year senior offensive lineman, coming up. But before them, we'll bring in Vol Club's Will Crockett and Will. Saturday, a chance to have a little bit of music over at the tailgate, and a tailgate that could be as big as any.
Yeah, so, with each one that we do, we try to make it better each week. This week, we're going to have some live music there from Brandon Lay, who's a massive Tennessee fan. So we're excited for Brandon to be there. We're going to have more line options for people, hopefully, to get a drink a little bit faster, food a little bit faster, face painter there for kids. So just always trying to really do more and more.
A lot of thought that the Vanderbilt game could be a noon game. It's 3:30 on SEC Network, which means an opportunity to have another solid tailgate for that game.
Yeah, so, we were really excited about that to be at 3:30, just so that way gives fans more time to come out to campus. I know, at that point, after Thanksgiving, you're probably ready to get outside of the house. So come over to campus, we're going to have another big tailgate, and then that will kind of lead us into the postseason just type events.
Yeah, there'll be a lot of events once we get to basketball and baseball season, both inside or in Knoxville and outside of Knoxville. And, of course, we have a signing day event coming up. Don't know the exact date on that. Could be December, could be January. We'll see, and we'll announce that coming up. Also, a lot of big merch sales coming up with Black Friday, including a new website, which will make it easier for fans to get that Vol Club merch.
Yeah, so what we're looking at, hopefully in the next 2 weeks, a new website for people to be able to go and shop to find more options on hats, polos, signed items. That's something that I think a lot of our fans are just now starting to see, that we do have a lot of signed mini helmets. We're going to have signed basketball soon. We're going to have signed baseballs. So come over to the Ball Club website to find a great Christmas gift for a family member, whether it's a hat, polo, a signed item. There's a ton of different items.
Yeah, he is Will Crockett. Now let's get to our guest of honor, that being offensive lineman Ollie Lane. Ollie, you're good. Just a couple of home games left here. I mean, we'll just jump right in the deep end from a standpoint of, has it hit you that, the earth's getting big in the window as far as the career is concerned?
It's starting to hit me a little bit. I'm starting to think about, what's life going to look like for me. Luckily I have a fiance, so that part's already figured out for me, and she does a lot for trying to plan for our future, which is nice. It takes a lot of stress off of me. She's been great being able to just kind of let me focus on football this season, and she's got the next chapter already kind of set up. She's a big planner, and she's got everything planned out, so all I got to do is just finish this out and then see what's next for us. But it hasn't really, it's starting to hit me now that next week will be my last week in Neyland Stadium, which is insane. Being here for 6 years, sometimes it never felt like that was going to come to an end. But now that it is, it's kind of hard to think about, and I don't think it'll really, really set in until that final horn's blown in the fourth quarter. But, until now, I'm just kind of head down, focusing on what's up next, and just trying to play. So
much like Jacob or Cooper or Cade or yourself, I kind of did all your boys' commitment videos way back when. I know you were catching a little flack for that, all the singing of Rocky Top with your classmates. But at the same time, this place always kind of meant a lot to you. 6 years later, what's it mean to you?
I think it means even more to me now, through everything that I've been through with this program and everything that I've gotten to see through with this program. It makes the meaning of wearing that T on your chest mean a lot more, especially when I'm going to be out of it, being able to look at anybody. I think I was talking to one of my close friends from high school a couple of weeks ago, and I was like, at the end of the day, I'll be able to tell people that I was a Tennessee Vol, and that carries a lot in the Knoxville community, and that means a lot to me that I'll be able to carry that kind of badge of honor with me throughout every aspect of life that I go through from here on out.
You talk about the pride in being a Tennessee Vol. There was a point in time right before signing day that, I think you had some doubts whether you were actually going to be able to be in the class anymore because the coaching changed. Coach Jones was out, and they brought a new staff in, and they started cutting some guys. Was it, how much of that was kind of a worry at that point?
There was definitely a lot of iffy situations that I encountered in my recruitment process. I had fully committed to Butch Jones and what his staff believed in for Tennessee, and that was what I want to be a part of. And majority of it was just want to be a part of the program, be a part of Tennessee. Well, when all that flips to the Pruitt staff, it was a completely different kind of thinking. You didn't know who had they previously been recruiting at other places, who have they been looking at to bring to a new school if they get that opportunity, because I know coaches, sometimes they pull some guys that they had in mind or from the current school that they're at to bring to the new school. So, I mean, you got to kind of think about it. Well, now where's my spot? Because technically the offer that they gave you isn't from them, it's from the previous staff. And so, I mean, it kind of messed with the ending of my recruiting process because I had already committed to Tennessee, and I didn't want to mess with that lock of being in that position, so I didn't take advantage of the, I guess, the different kind of offerings that the recruiting process has for athletes. But, I mean, I think at the end of the day, it was probably the best for me. I got to, I stepped right in as soon as Pruitt's first steps on campus that January. Those were my first steps on campus, so, I mean, everything worked out how I wanted it to because I got to start. It was almost like everybody was freshmen at that point, and so like nobody knew anything, and I was stepping on the same level as everybody else, and so like it felt like out of every option I had, that gave me the best fighting chance to be something early versus having to wait through a process, a system of guys that have been through a system for many years and already have 2 to 3 years of knowledge on me.
What relationships have you made over there that you just think, man, like that guy's always going to be a part of my life? And it doesn't have to mean like a teammate. It can be somebody in the equipment staff or a trainer or one of the student assistants. I mean, like what relationships just mean a ton to you?
I've got relationships from guys that I've played with my first year to guys that I'm making new relationships with now. Some of my most notable, I'm still really close with a couple of guys that played back in 18 and 19 that they come to the games every weekend, or we're hanging out if we're available. I've also Parker Ball has been someone that I've gotten really close with on the team. We spend a lot of time together because we used to be roommates for the hotel trips on the weekends, and I started bringing the game. He likes playing the game. We just kind of connected over that, and then ever since then, we've just had a great relationship. He's helped me out a lot with my transition to center this year, being able for that's a position that he's played for a long time, and he's a very smart, technical person. And he was able to kind of coach me and teach me through all that kind of stuff. Having relationships with people like Cade and Cooper and Jacob, who I've had relationship with prior before we got to Tennessee, and then getting to continue to grow those relationships through our time at Tennessee. I mean, those are people that I'll never not think about through my daily life as I'm thinking about people that are close to me, people that are my friends. I mean, there's so many people thinking about my wedding that I'm going to have. There's so many people through past and present rosters that I'm going to have to go through and think of who do I want to be at my wedding, because I got so many people throughout my time at Tennessee that I've just became so close with. And it's been probably one of the best things about this experience for me.
We go back to when you were in the recruiting process, and Jacob, you, and Cade, and I met over there, and we took pictures, and Peyton Manning pass, and all that stuff. And then Cade ends up going away and going to Georgia after Butch, down at the end of the Butch era, and then he comes back, like that kind of core group of local kids, like what's that experience been like, being a local guy that is close to home, but like grew up within the shadow of Neyland Stadium?
Yeah, I mean, you didn't a single day growing up, you did not watch Tennessee football on a Saturday. Like, that was your whole Saturday, was what's everybody doing for the game. I mean, my parents would throw big parties at the house for every Saturday.
Yeah.
Tailgate food, all that good stuff. I mean, we would go down and tailgate for the game and not even go into the game. That's how much we just loved being around Tennessee football. And so, I mean, when you grow up with that and then you get the opportunity to go play for the same school that you've idolized your entire life, I mean, it puts a whole new perspective into what you put into it every day, because that's something that you've dreamed about being there. And then when you finally get to the level where your dreams are. It's now about how hard you want to work to keep that dream alive. And I think it's been kind of something that pushes me every day is like, this is what I've wanted my entire life. Why go out and waste it now? Keep giving it everything you got, even when stuff didn't look like it was going well for me and I didn't have opportunities that were going to be there in the future. I just, you just keep pushing because you love the university, you love the people of the university, and you know that at the end of the day, no matter what, this university is going to have your back, and this program is going to have your back, and it's a family. So any culture that I've ever been with this coach, with any staff, the program, Tennessee just always makes you feel like a family.
I can tell you're kind of getting just like, I'm not going to say you're going to cry here, but at the same time, you can tell like there's some emotion.
It means
there's
a
some
lot.
emotion to it. Have you thought about that last run through the tee?
Not yet. I mean, I've had to hear about different outfit advice for
the Vol walk that day.
Yeah, my Vol walk outfit that day, what she's going to wear in the Vol walk, what my parents are going to wear. But I haven't thought about. I've been trying to think about everything else, but what I'm actually going to be feeling walking through that tee for the last time. But I mean, it strikes some emotions. I was thinking about it the other day, and it almost brought some emotions up. It means so much to you. You put so much into it to see it all kind of come to that culmination, that end. Is surprising. I mean, I wake up now and I still think it was 6 years ago. I'm just brand new on campus, living in Stokely Hall. And I mean, my college experience has been so different from many other. I mean, there's not a lot of college athletes that say that they live at home with their parents right now. Like, I get to live at home with my parents and enjoy that time with them before my life really takes off, which is something I've been blessed to be able to do. There's just a lot into it that it draws that emotion out of you because you put so much into it.
I told Brent Hubbs the other day, and of course Brent went to Gibbs, same as you. I'm more happy for you than I am any kid on this team because you kind of stuck through it. You talked about when when opportunities weren't there, and here you are, your senior year, your 6th year. You've started every game, whether it be at center when Cooper was out or when he came back moving to guard, and you're going to start your whole senior year. Your mom and dad just are eat up with it, and they're getting to enjoy the ride along with you. And, of course, you talk about them, but, I mean, like, it just feels like this is just one hell of an ending for you personally.
No, I mean, if you wrote, like, a story about it, like, this would be, like, the Hollywood ending for it, to be able to go out and do this year. I've waited so long to be able to put starter by my name, and I've worked hard to be able to kind of just persevere and stay through the elements. And it took me a long time, but I was able to kind of pick up pieces from everybody and learn, and progressions come at different times. And so being able to have the opportunity to stay for this 6th year and being able to get thrown in there and compete at a high level is something that I'm into, both just my perseverance and just the support that I have from my family. They help me out a lot through a lot of tough times through my career. They've just continued to be my biggest support group. Anything that I've ever gone through, they've been right there with me. They felt it with me, and they're feeling the excitement and the joy that I have with it now.
I look at Saturday, and you're coming off just getting skull drugged by Missouri, right? I mean, you lose 36-7, but Saturday's an opportunity, and knowing you've only got 3 games when you count the bowl game, but 2 home games left. You had that phenomenal experience last year against Alabama, right? Like the aftermath that followed. Now you're playing the number 1 team in the country. Nobody's going to give you a snowball's chance in this game. How much urgency from an older guy like you? Maybe you're not the most talkative guy, but how much urgency do you feel to go, man, I got 2 games left, guys. Let's go get this one.
Yeah. No, I mean, this one means a lot for a multitude of reasons, but I mean, the main reason it means a lot is because it's the next one on the schedule. You got to look at it every single week is the same thing. You're going to get their best shot. You're going to get our best shot. And so, I mean, it's just another week of preparation because, I mean, it's another team. Like, they're the number 1 team in the country. They have these accolades. They 2-peat, going for a 3-peat. But at the end of the day, it's Tennessee versus Georgia. It's SEC football. We're just going to prepare to play, and that's the way that I want everyone to have a mindset about it this week, is just focus on what you have to do to give us our best shot on Saturday night.
Your first start come at Missouri 2 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And there's that shot of you on, I think it was Tyon Evans' run,
Yeah.
right? And you're like running
Mm-hmm.
behind him with your
Yeah.
hands in the air. Just happy,
Mm-hmm.
you know. When is your happiest time as a part of the football team? Is it Saturday afternoon? Is it practice? Is it hanging out? When are you having your most fun?
I think it goes one of two ways. I think we, as an offensive line especially, we spend a lot of time together and connect a lot off the field, and I take a lot of those times. It means a lot to me because being able to spend time with my guys is something that's, of course, limited. But I think some of my favorite moments just come from Saturday afternoons at the ballpark. There's nothing that beats it. Just a nice day out. You get the opportunity to go play a football game with a bunch of your friends. There's nothing that beats it. I think me and Coop reflect a lot of it throughout the game, of just how blessed we are to be able to get to have these opportunities to play football at such a high level where so many people are watching us, and we get to have that opportunity to be a part of it. It means a lot.
When you go back out to Gibbs, and you've had your kids camp out there in the summer, but I mean, when you go back, when you get a chance to go out there for a Friday night game, how much do the memories come back from playing at Gibbs?
No, they always come flooding back, because it's the same coaching staff over there. A lot of the players that I played with still hang out around there.
Coaching staff's got better though. Mine is no longer on staff.
Yeah. They put him in charge of everything now, which just makes a lot of sense.
Which means he's in charge of nothing. Morgan's in charge.
Yeah. But it brings back all the memories of being a player there, and all the experiences that I had. I'm still really close with a lot of my high school friends that I played with, just because I got to stay in the area. But I still get memories popping up of different games and stuff, and just I make it a point to go every year to the Hall as a Gibbs game, because that was my most important game when I play for Gibbs, and I like to see if that cold hard rivalry is still getting played out. And so that's something that I enjoy doing every year. And high school coaching is something that I've also thought about dabbling in a little bit. So we'll see what happens if Turner wants to take a shot.
I'm going to hire you at Halls.
Yeah. No, I wouldn't coach for him. I give him all the bad stuff.
Now mine, it's a Halls guy running things at Gibbs.
He flips. He's full flips.
Chow Hall. You big Chow Hall guy?
I've only been there like twice, but they got really good burgers and really good the onion rings were really good, I remember.
Which is dead square in the middle between Halls and Gibbs on Emory Road.
Mm-hmm.
Run by veterans, as we're just past Veterans Day, and I know that's super important to you with your brother.
Yeah.
You love to run out there with the flag, and that the military stuff it's right there for you. So it's got to be pretty neat when you go in there. And I think it's just a neat spot because there's just so much military memorabilia on the walls and stuff. Yeah.
No, and then they kind of it's a nice atmosphere to enjoy a meal too. So.
Yeah, family owned. Big fan. If you're ever out in the area, give them a try. You're a big Disney guy. Your family are big Disney. Now, again, this could take a while. By the way, everybody knows I'm a big Disney guy. Favorite park?
God. I don't know. It's just like Epcot is like the perfect park.
As you get older, it
becomes the better park. But Hollywood, I've enjoyed the past few years. I'm a big Star Wars fan. Yeah, so all the Star Wars stuff that they've added has been like my childhood dream. Like getting, I think the first year when they released the Millennium Falcon ride, like that was the coolest thing ever. I felt like a 8-year-old kid. I was flying the Falcon. I was like, oh my god, this is awesome. But
and then you got the new Guardians ride at Epcot.
Yeah, I haven't. Dad got to do that one.
So you've not got to ride that.
They went after the Florida game.
They always do.
And I got to go home after that, and I was like, thanks, guys. They're sending me pictures the whole next week. I'm like, yep, well, it looks like a lot of fun. So I wish I could join. But
favorite country in Epcot?
Ooh, I like Germany. Germany is a fun place, especially the buffet. They got the buffet back there, and then the other things?
For me, it's Canada. I
You
love
like
I
Canada? I
love
like
Le
Canada, too.
Cellier.
Yeah, the steakhouse.
The steakhouse is
really good.
fantastic,
Yeah.
and I also love Japan. I love the Japanese.
Mm-hmm. The was Tepanito or something. Yeah, that's really good. I've always wanted to eat in the Mexican pavilion, the pyramid.
Yep.
We've never eaten there before, but we had when they redid the restaurant on the other side to the it's like the more authentic Mexican restaurant.
Yeah.
It's really good.
Have you done Disneyland?
We haven't done Disneyland yet. This one that I wouldn't mind doing, but it's just I'd gotten so used to the 4 parks and all the stuff you can do. But you've done Disneyland?
I have done Disneyland. It's fantastic. It's way more laid back than Disney World.
Really?
And everybody at home right now is going, we tuned in to hear about Vol football, not Disney World. But no, it's way more laid back, and the theming there is super neat. They do ride overlays during, Christmas and Halloween, and Haunted Mansion turns into a Jack Skellington ride. And,
oh wow!
Yeah, just very, 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 very unique. When football's done, what do you want to do?
Plan right now is to get a job in either something to do with medical sales or looking at maybe like an HR management position. Abby wants to go to PA school. And so the way it's looking like it's going to set up is I'm going to help her support her through PA school, because when she gets done, she'll be making more money, and I'll be able to transfer to medical school, hopefully, and go and become a general physician. That's the plan. That's the overall arching scope plan of my life.
How'd you meet her?
It was the summer or the spring going into, or the fall going in 2019, fall of 2019, biology. It was like biology 150, and I needed some help.
So she tutored you.
She tutored me, exactly. And then it stretched over, or no, that biology class was the summer, or it was that spring going into COVID. We had met the fall previous in a different class. It was like one of our core classes. And then we met in the biology class, and it went online, and I kind of forgot about it, and she helped me out, which was much appreciated.
How slick were you in asking her out then?
I mean, I asked her out, I want to say...
She turned you down at first?
Three times.
Oh, she turned you down twice.
And the third time, she finally let me take her out. And the rest is history. So
it kind of mirrors your career. You didn't give up. You kind of hung in there.
Stayed the course, I was dead set on what I wanted, and I just went after it. So, I knew she liked me, and so she was just trying to play a game with me. She wanted to see. I think she wanted to see what kind of football player, what kind of athlete I was. If I was one that was just wanting to talk for a little bit, or one that was actually wanting to take her out on a date, and she figured out that I actually wanted to take her on a date. So. Which I don't blame her. I don't blame her for...
I'd like to know if this actually matches up with her recollection of how it went down.
I mean, should we put her on the speakerphone?
So, is this a Coreyton wedding? Where are we looking at getting married at?
Right now, the venue is the First Baptist Church downtown.
Okay.
That's the church that we normally go to, or where we went throughout college, and so that's where we're looking at. We've been looking at different places though for the reception, and we don't know exactly where. I think we had previously thought Sunsphere, but we don't know with how big our party how the whole room thing would work. But
we're gonna have pictures of Nealon.
Be like who Frazier's son got married in Neyland, didn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it looks like a nice wedding. I know the skybox is.
Well, I just meant more for like the pictures on your wedding day, like not
I mean, I wouldn't mind getting some. Yeah. I mean,
or engagement pictures. Well, you're already engaged, but you can still get pictures made.
Yeah, I mean, we got some engagement pictures taken 2 years after our engagement, which was interesting.
You've got the Celtic cross tattooed on your arm there.
Yeah.
Kind of take me through your love for Ireland.
I mean, it's family blood, family history. Being related to William Wallace is a big perk for me. The Celtic warrior is what Trey Smith donned me as. I think it was like my sophomore year after I got the tattoo. He started calling me the Celtic warrior. But I love Irish food. I love Irish beer. There's nothing Irish that I don't really like. I look Irish. I have an Irish beard.
How many times have you been to Ireland?
I haven't been a single time, but it's on my list. I still haven't got a passport yet, so I'm slacking.
Is this going to be the honeymoon destination?
I don't know. I'm looking all inclusive for honeymoon. I don't want to lift a finger. Like a nice little all inclusive trip to like Mexico or something.
Sure.
Nice, yeah.
You could also do a cruise around the British Isles.
That would also be nice. I don't know how I feel about cruises though. I don't know how I would feel about being in the ocean and only seeing ocean.
Well, up there you're only going. You're going to be at ports every day, so you're.
Yeah, that's true. But
it's like when we did a cruise around Hawaii last year, and you're out at sea at night, and you're never really seeing it. You're just every day when you wake up, you're at land.
Yeah. I've never thought, how bad do you feel the waves on a cruise?
It depends on how big your ship is and how good your ship is. You know,
because like I remember one time you
got in the bathtub and it was bad.
Deep sea fishing, and it was just like every second you couldn't stand up because it was rocking so bad. I was like, how are we supposed to get any fishing done? I was like, I could be out here for days. You getting used to that. Now, obviously, like of course, like your cruise ship's bigger, but like I feel like you still. Plus, how predictive are we with storms? I guess they track the route around it.
He's going deep. He's a deep thinker here.
A thunderstorm in the middle of the ocean would scare me. Like, I would not be able to sleep that night.
Sounds fantastic to me. This isn't the Bering Sea.
I've seen too many movies. I can't do it.
Favorite movie of all time?
Favorite movie of all time, man. I've got like lists of movies that I like to watch. Like based on like genre. Like I would say like anything you put Leonardo DiCaprio in would probably be on my top favorite movies. Like The Departed is up there. Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, Shutter Island, like any of those movies. But like I took a film studies class in high school with Dean Harned, and he showed me all like the older, like the Alfred Hitchcock movies, and like those are like really good movies to watch. Like, and then going back even further, like Gone with the Wind, I go to the Tennessee Theater every year in the summer when they play it because that's a good movie. I like watching good movies. So.
You're from Coreyton. Brent Hubbs is from Coreyton, as we discussed. Brent Hubbs is a huge Andy Griffith guy. Are you an Andy Griffith guy?
I dabble a little bit. I watch him when I'm eating dinner at home. He just comes on before Wheel of Fortune and Jeopardy. So
you're such an old man. Holy crap! Wheel of Fortune and Jeopardy. Oh, you a big Vanna White guy?
Nah, yeah.
That's fantastic. Favorite moment of your career?
I think you already said it earlier. The Missouri touchdown was probably one of my favorite moments. That was a cool moment. Then being able to get on my phone after the game and like seeing that I was actually trending positively was exciting. So, but definitely that, and of course beating Alabama,
sure,
was a top tier moment.
Yeah, because you were on the field and you just took off running.
I mean, it took. I went so like as soon as I saw the kick going, I went straight to Chase. I was like, everybody's gonna be celebrating with Chase. Like, I want to pick him up, throw him on my shoulders. Like, this guy's the champ. And then I realized, like, whoa, everybody is on the field right now. And it took me, no joke, like an hour and a half to get back to the locker room.
It was crazy.
Yeah.
And there was like no air out there amongst all the people.
I had about 20 different people handing me a cigar, telling me like, you deserve this, take this cigar. I'm like, I appreciate it. I had a giant cigar buzz going in the locker room. I was like, oh my God, I cannot smoke another cigar. And then you open the locker room doors, it's just cigar smoke rolling out everywhere. I was like, oh, jeez.
Oh yeah, my wife took my oldest daughter, and I said, if somehow Tennessee was to win this game, I said, you need to take a picture of her, get a cigar from somebody, and just take a picture of her holding a cigar. So she does, and then she's like, we had to leave. She couldn't handle the cigar. Somebody. I'm like, yeah.
I don't blame him. It's just a hard smell to handle sometimes, especially, I mean, that much smoke in that place is insane. But I think one of the coolest moments of that night was watching them try to tear down the goalposts.
Yeah.
I mean, that was fun. I've seen it been done one time, and that was when Hunter played at Austin Peay, and they won their first game in like 2 years, and they tore down their goalposts.
Not quite the same, but at the same time, it meant something to them in that moment.
Exactly,
at Austin Peay.
Yeah.
So,
But,
well, man, enjoy the next 2 weeks. Much like that Alabama game last year, a huge opportunity this week against Georgia. Good luck, and just soak it all in. I know you will. I know your mom and dad will, and appreciate everything.
yeah, I appreciate it.
He is Ollie Lane, Tennessee senior offensive lineman. We'll see you next week on another episode of Vol Club Confidential.